Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle. Today's Friday, so you know what that means. It is another hashtag Friday Sews. Thank you so much to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for starting this hashtag. I really feel like it's done a great job of enhancing the sewing community here on YouTube. And I encourage you to go and check out other sewers who are participating in this hashtag. So basically the theme of the hashtag is that, and not everybody follows this format, but most people do, where they talk about what they've been sewing for the past week, what they have coming up in the near future, and then what's going on in life. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, then hang out with me for a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start with what I've made this week. The very first thing that I made, I'm not going to show you. It's just a teaser. The first thing that I made was last weekend, and it was for the Sew Your Name challenge that me and some of my fellow sewing YouTube compadres have hosted over on Instagram. It's just for fun. There's no prizes, but I think people have had a lot of fun searching for patterns that are named after them. Well, not after them, but you know what I mean. So I did mine, but the challenge reveal is between August 22nd and August 28th. So I've done a video on that already. I have it scheduled for the 22nd. So come back on the 22nd and you'll see what I did. However, I actually combined two challenges in one. I did the Sew Your Name, so I found a Michelle pattern, and I combined it with the Sew 50 Sustainable Challenge that's hosted by Sew Over 50, one of my favorite Instagram accounts to follow. And you don't have to be over 50 to follow them. They are a wealth of information and they don't exclude based on age. So definitely go check them out. And so what I did was I took some scraps from my scrap bin, I pieced them together, and I used that new fabric to make my Michelle top. All right, so the next thing that I made, I did a little tutorial on it, and it's these project bags. So I made several of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can see I also used my Cricut to personalize them. This one is for me, Michelle. And these can be, it's such a simple project, an easy scrap buster. So this one is also fulfilling the Sew 50 Sustainable Sewing Challenge hosted by Sew Over 50. I just used scraps from my scrap bin to make these. You can make them any size you want. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'll just link the tutorial up here in the cards. So I made those. I put them on Instagram, and somebody actually had a great idea. They said that they use them for shoes when they're traveling. I thought that was brilliant. So yeah, so it can be a project bag, it can be a gift bag, whatever. All right, so the next thing that I made was what I'm wearing. So I'll insert some pictures of me wearing it. I might even do a twirl for you. But what I made was my new favorite dress, the Styloark Nova Midi. It is just such an easy, everyday throw-on dress, and it's cute. So what I used, the fabric that I used was this, it's called Multi Paint Pour. It's from Joann's, and it's well, the print is fabulous. The fabric itself, I don't love. So this is from their customizable section. And so if you go on their website and you look on, actually you don't even have to go to fabric. If you look on the navigation bar at the top of the website, and maybe I'll insert, if I can figure out how to do that, I'll insert a screenshot, either a screenshot or some, you know, following along on my phone. I'll insert some images here, but on the navigation bar is a a place for you to click on Customizer, and it brings up all the images of all the fabrics that are available to be customized. And what that means is you take the chosen print and you can make adjustments to two different elements for the fabric. You can either change, you can change the scale, so you can make it smaller or bigger, and you can change the repeat. So you can have like hundreds of repeats where it's like square upon square of the image. You can change the orientation of the repeat. So if you have 100 squares, you can also offset them. So they don't have to be in a straight row. They can be like almost like digitized. What I chose to do with this one was I made the scale as big as it could be, and I put as few repeats as possible, which was 2. And because I wanted the paint pour to be big and bold and fantastic. So I actually love the way that the print came out. On top of making those adjustments to the print, you can also choose the fabric type that it's printed on. I chose cotton sateen because of the description. It said that it had nice drape for garments. That's not true. So you can see in the images that I post, and you can see here, this is just, it's very crisp, and this is washed. This is already washed and dried. So you can see it's just very crispy. It's very much like a mid-weight quilting cotton. And that's not what I was looking for. I actually wanted to use this fabric to make the chalk and notch Marcel dress, but this was just way too stiff for that. So I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with the fabric. I contemplated making my first closet core Cali dress, but I love the fabric so much that I didn't want it to be in something I wasn't sure if I was gonna like. And I'm unsure about the Cali dress because it is just a straight dress. So I still wanna make that, but I didn't wanna use up a fabric that I loved so much. So I went to a tried and true, which is the Nova Midi. I realized the last time I posted a video where I said I was gonna insert the tutorial to the Nova Midi, review. I've never done a review, surprisingly. So I'm gonna do that next, and that'll be posted this weekend. And I'll have 3 dresses to show you because this is now my 3rd Nova Midi. I actually added pockets to this one, so yeah. So it works fine for this dress, but I was really disappointed when I saw how stiff and structured the fabric came. But there's lots of different options for you. You can, and if I do this print again, which I am contemplating just because I love it so much, I will do the linen base for this print so that I have more options. Anyway, so that's it. What's next? Okay, so I did some more tie-dye. I had another Adventures in Tie-Dye, and I love how it came out. So at this point, I feel like I'm just gonna stop trying to do anything specific that I've seen on YouTube, and I'm just gonna go with it. So I took this piece of fabric. So this is just a piece of 100% cotton that I got off of Amazon. I had bought 4 yards of it, and I cut it in half. So I had 2 yards of each piece. And I've already shown you the first tie-dye experiment, which became a Nova Midi. That was my second Nova Midi. And that one I had attempted to do a geode design, which it didn't come out geode like at all, but I was still very happy with it. It had some really cool elements to it. And just so you, I'll walk you through like what my process is. I get disappointed because I keep trying to do an ice dye and I can't get my ice, my guards to stay in place that keeps the ice in place. So I've ended up having to like then switch over to like a liquid dye process. So they're not coming out exactly like I wanted, but they're still coming out pretty. So I think I've resolve the issue for the guards. So I think I might actually do not a tutorial, but I'll do a dye along with me because I'm certainly not teaching anybody anything. But I think if you saw like my process and I sent you to a couple of YouTubers that I binge watch, that you could also be successful. So this piece of fabric, I'm going to insert some bigger pictures just because I can't show you the whole thing from here. Oh my God, how amazing did that come out? I'm so happy with this. So basically what I did was, you know, the fabric, I had it folded in half. So this is folded in half as fabric comes. So here's the fold, here's the selvage. And I just took it and I folded it in half. Then I folded it in half again. Then I folded it in half again. And after that, so I then took the, I folded it in half, like I said, and then I did a fan fold. And what that means is you're just, let me see if I can just kind of do, it's basically just folding it, you know, basically crumpling it up in like a fan. And then I tied it really tight. And then I chose a color palette that I thought would be interesting. And that's the fun part. So the fold and the color choices are what, you know, those are important. The other thing that's important is you need to soak your fabric in a soda ash solution for 20 to 30 minutes before you start the dye process. And then you do the dye process, and then you have to leave it to set for like 24 hours. I actually ended up setting it for like 48 hours because our building turned off the water in the laundry room for a day because they were doing some maintenance. So, and they told me at the last minute. So I did leave it to process for 48 hours. And then you rinse it and then you wash it. And look how vibrant the colors are. And what I love about ice dyeing is all the extra colors that you get. You know, they split out into these like really cool colors. Anyway, so I'll do a dye along video. And if you're interested in that, then yeah, that could be fun. So what am I gonna do with this? I contemplated many different things. And I think what I've finally settled on, I'm gonna put an inspiration picture up here of some PJs that I found. Although I could possibly wear what I'm gonna make as PJs, but I could also easily wear it as an outfit, a casual outfit out and about. So I'm gonna make these into the Sinclair Poppy pants. I just bought that pattern recently. It looks like a pretty easy, straightforward elastic waist pant. I'm gonna make it in the capri, like mid-calf length, if not shorter, because I'm not sure if I have enough fabric here. And then I'm gonna make a matching t-shirt. I'm not gonna make the spaghetti strap tank top or camisole that's in the inspiration picture. It was more about the look of like a printed pant with a solid top that inspired me. So I'm gonna use this gorgeous fabric. I had used this for my Luna tank from Helen's Closet, and so I bought, and I love it's double brushed poly from Joann's. It's super soft and cozy. I have bought quite a bit of this in different colors and different prints. I think I'm gonna stop for a little bit because I do have one shirt that I made last year that I made from double brushed poly from Joann's, and it's not holding up well. It's pilling and just not looking great. So yeah, I don't wanna go crazy buying this just because it's so soft and cozy if it's not gonna hold up. So, but it is what it is. I have it, I'm gonna use it. But look how, isn't that gonna look amazing together? Yeah, so I'm not gonna make that spaghetti strap camisole. I don't know what t-shirt I'm gonna make. I'm probably gonna make the Concord tee because I know that fits me well. Yeah, I'll just make a short sleeve crew neck version of the Concord tee, and that'll be just a perfect match for this. And it'll be a nice, easy, casual outfit that I can wear wherever. All right, so that's one of the things that I'm gonna make this week. I also still need to make my Sew My Birthday dress. I have the pattern. I think, you know, the problem is the pattern is, it's a PDF, which most of my patterns are, but it didn't come with an AO option, so I have to tape it together, and I haven't had the energy to spend on that. So, but that's coming up. And I have some, I have some bleached white linen that I got from fabrics-store.com, and I have, I believe, 3 yards of this, and I'm gonna do some kind of a tie-dye adventure with this, and I'm probably gonna, that's what I'm gonna use for my dye-along, and then that fabric is gonna be used for the chalk and notch Marcel dress. I'm definitely gonna get the fabric dyed this week. I'm not sure if I'll start on the Marcel dress yet or not. But possibly, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. And that's, oh, I missed something for what I've been working on. My knitting update. So, I've been working on this fabulous abacus shawl. I'll post the design shot from the designer up here so you can see what attracted me to it in the first place. And then here's where I am. This thing is knitting up pretty quick. And here's my colors. So this is a Madeline Tosh color. I forget what all the color names are. I'll pop them up on the screen. I'll put links if they exist, because I started this several years ago, so I'm not sure if these colorways in these yarns are still available, but if they are, I will link them. So yeah, so I've got this fabulous purple, and you can see what I love about it is it's not just solid, like it's got some minor variations in it, but you can see the eyelets that are part of the pattern, which is kind of fun. And then the next section mixes the Madeline Tosh with this Cascade yarns. It's a fingering yarn, and I have it in this lime green color. And you alternate rows, you know, like every 2 rows on that one. And then you start mixing in your, you know, there's colors A, B, and C. You can mix and match them however you want. They don't tell you what colors to use. So I mean, I had this, it's from Acid Veil Dye Works, and I just fell in love with the skein. And so then the next section, section 4, let's see. Yeah, the solid purple is sections 1 and 2. This section is section 3. This section is section 4, and you're alternating the lime green with the Acid Veil Dye Works. And then you start section 5, and that's solid. That's, am I showing this to you backwards? No. And that is the Acid Veil Dye Works. And so I am almost halfway. So section 5 gets you halfway, and then you start decreasing for the other side. I thought I would show you this, my fun little stitch marker. If you know, you know. And that is my fabulous abacus, and I can't wait to keep going on that. It's just nice and easy to knit up while I am watching TV at night. All right, so that's kind of it sewing-wise for the time being. Life-wise, the weather here in Miami is not so great. We have Tropical Storm Fred headed our way. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything serious, but it is going to be rainy and windy for the weekend. So I'm not looking forward to that, because the severe rain, like, I've suffered with migraines my whole life, like since I was a teenager. And I can almost guarantee that I'm going to have one when there's a really bad rainstorm. It hasn't been scientifically proven, but there's a pretty consistent pattern for me that when it rains and the barometric pressure drops, I get a migraine. So whether it's scientifically proven or not, it's something that it's almost like my barometer for what's coming. So I woke up yesterday morning at like 4 a.m. with like a severe migraine, and it rained yesterday. I woke up this morning with a bad headache, and I have just regular headaches all the time. Yeah, so I woke up with a bad headache this morning, and it definitely looks like it's gonna rain today. So that part's not fun. And then the last thing, I have an announcement to make that I'm kind of excited about. And I don't know all the details yet. I mean, they've given me all the details. I haven't read them all yet. But I have been accepted as a Rebecca Page brand ambassador. So that's kind of fun. I will be making some of their new releases on a semi-regular basis and sharing my reviews with you guys, both here on YouTube and on Instagram. And the thing that I love that I did read, because I wouldn't have done it otherwise, is that they in their like instructions tell you when you do a review, be honest. And I couldn't do it any other way. I try to be upbeat and positive. So when I give constructive criticism, I try to do it in a way that is helpful. It's not, if I'm not happy with something, I will make a recommendation on how they could fix it. But I'm not gonna blow smoke up anybody behind just because I'm the ambassador. So I've only sewn one thing from Rebecca Page so far, and it was the Laura dress, and I actually had a pretty decent time with it. I will put a review up for that. That's not part of the ambassador program because I bought that before I became a brand ambassador, and I had a good experience sewing that pattern. So I'm hopeful that I'll have more good things to say than bad, but we will see. Do you have experience with Rebecca Page patterns? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. So that's about it for me, guys. I would love to know if you have made any of, let's see, what did I talk, really only the Nova Midi, right? Have you made the Sinclair Poppy pants? I'd love to know your thoughts on those. Are they as easy as they look like they're gonna be? Have you made the Cashmerette Concord tee? I made one. It was a kind of good, kind of not good, but that was the kind of not good was my fault. I screwed up the cuffs. Have you done any ice dyeing or tie dyeing? I mean, I'm getting into it, right? And then the Marcel dress, that is super popular on Instagram right now. I am really looking forward to having those tiers like on the side. I think it's going to be a super cool looking dress. But I'd love to know if you've made it. What were your thoughts? Did you have an easy time? Are there any things I need to look out for in the construction? Let me know. Join in on the comments, and let's get this party started. Thanks so much for joining me wherever you are. I hope the weather is better than it is here, and I hope you are able to get in some sewing. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.